I have heard of these legendary Templars. It'll be interesting to actually meet one in combat. She's certainly confident in her abilities, but somehow I still find it hard to focus on this immediate opponent. My eyes once more drift to Adelaide standing behind her. Is she really just going to stand there? Watch where you're looking. The soldier shoots towards me, sword raised. She's incredibly fast. I only just managed to lift my own weapon in defense and sparks fly as her sword forcefully clashes with mine. I'm surprised to realize that I'm pushed back several inches by this blow. Are you sure you're concentrating? This is no fun. She jumps back, pulling a dagger from her belt. The blade flies through the air towards my face, but I quickly repel the attack with a swing of my sword. She herself follows close behind, this time towards me from my left. Tobias, you're somewhat pegging behind, Treacle. Now might be the time. I'm able to keep my parries once more, successfully keeping my enemy at bay. I shoot another glance towards Adelaide, only to see her turn her back on the fight. She's trying to escape. Adelaide, disregarding the soldier, I run off to her to stop her fleeing. Don't run away from me! She really is surprisingly fast, and looks like a bloke in this photo. I sense the attack coming towards me and manage to look back just in time to see the blade aiming for my flank. Once again I raise my sword in defense, but I am unable to repel her completely this time. She soon after directs a kick directly into my stomach, pushing me backwards. Most of the air is punched out of me, and I feel a sharp pain shooting through my body from my old wounds. My sight goes dizzy for just a second due to the pain, and I lose my footing in some of the rubble on the ground. My one knee on the ground, I find myself in a very unfavourable situation. I knew you Templars were all talk. Still trying to regain my breath, I look up to see a gloating face of my opponent above me. No, if only I'd been more careful, this shouldn't have been possible. I didn't know I was still this weak from my wounds. 8 days have passed and you keep making it worse? And you're going to turn around and be like, oh no, I'm sure it was fine. God, I don't know why I was so ill. Whatever. She raises her sword to finish me off. But there is a whistling sound in the air as something shoots past me. The woman is pushed back by the sudden impact of an arrow that penetrates her left shoulder. She staggers in surprise. This moment is my chance. I push forward with all my strength, rising up to her while swinging my sword. She is cut down before she can do anything to protect herself and falls to the ground without a sound. I look over to see my shoulder. That's how shit her arc of sight is. She looks around and can only see her shoulder. And see Tobias standing on a ledge further behind, his bow in hand. Then I turn towards the cliffs where I last saw Adelaide. She doesn't come far. Now she's just staring in disbelief at the body of her soldier, then at us. Adelaide! I won't let you get away with this. 2 against 1? I'm not stupid. I know I won't stand a chance against a Templar. Well, at least Tosspot over up in the mountain finally came true. She shakes her head and smiles bitterly at me. Not even if it's an amateur like you. Goodbye, Lena Ehrenfeld. Adelaide stretches her one hand towards the cliffside beside her. She's holding something in her hand. It looks like some kind of pendant. I can sense the air vibrating around me. It's like a concentrated wave of energy shooting from her clenched hand towards the cliffs. Where's Aram? I'm expecting the fucking dragon to show up. Whatever. Only a second later, there is a scouring sound of stone as several boulders break free from the cliffside. That's not even one letter off. I don't know what that could mean. From? Som? Whatever. Tumbling down towards me. Look out! Desperately, I try to throw myself from the side, rolling away from the landslide. The large chunks of the rock slide past the place I was standing, a cloud of dust trailing behind me. I look up, trying to catch a glimpse of Adelaide. The pennant was a symbol. She must be a priestess to be able to use something like that. I assumed that she was teleporting away. That would have seemed like the better course of action there for her. I tighten my grip on my sword, my knuckles white as the blood leaves them. She won't be able to get away from me with those weak tricks. The dust settles and Adelaide is nowhere to seen, but I know what direction she went and I won't let her get away. Tobias is caught up with me now, checking if I'm alright. Tobias, go on ahead and meet up with Simon and the others. A plan, they might need your assistance. I'll follow Adelaide. Alone? Yeah, she's right. She doesn't stand a chance against a Templar, even if she is a priestess. I'll be able to take care of her on my own. Oh, famous last words. We've already, played with death a few times in this game now. He is obviously hesitant about this, but knows no other way to respond. Alright. With that, we part ways. Probably last time I'll see you. I hurry up the cliffside, following her trail. For a short moment, I close my eyes, listening to the air around me. There are still traces of her presence left behind. Her little magic trick makes it even easier to pick it up. Could have just ran away. Didn't even have to do that little rock trick thing. I know what route she took. She won't be able to lose me this easily. With that, I heighten my pace, my heart beating fast at my chest. Adelaide, I grieved for you. Being unable to protect you hurt so much, and yet I was only deceived all this time. As I gain higher ground, I can feel how the air around me gets thicker with pulsing energy. We're getting closer to the heart. Could she have realized this? No, even a priestess doesn't possess high enough control of the energies to sense something like that from this distance, but she's definitely headed towards it. Yes, she can. Yes, she can. She's not just going here naturally. Unless she's something ridiculous, like she turns out to be a ran. Soon, I reach the ridge of the cliff surrounding the heart. I look down on a small valley trying to locate Adelaide. There. A figure is standing still in front of the grand rock. It's her! I quickly descend down into the valley and face her. Adelaide! She starts and turns round towards me. You won't get away from me, not this time. I won't forgive you for what you have done, but I also don't want to fight you if I can avoid it. She turns away from me again, once looking up at the heart. What is this? What an amazing object has been hidden here. I slowly take another few steps closer to Adelaide, keeping my eyes open for any other traps she might have set up. She probably hasn't. I've seen sources of energy before, but this is greater than anything I've ever experienced. She holds her pendant firmly in one hand, reaching out to the heart with the other, using it to feel the energy of the heart. It doesn't matter, Adelaide, you're not leaving here. She faces me once again, smiling. What are you going to do then? Bring me back with you, or just kill me here? Do you think you can do that? You're underestimating me, Adelaide. You don't know what I can do. I am wounded, and I know my wounds are terrible at the moment, but sure, yeah. Don't know what I can do. She just smirks. Why did you lead us up here? What was the point of such betrayal? She just ignores my question and looks up at the heart once more. I'm sure you can sense it even clearer than I can. The power within this stone. Like a beating heart, overflowing with energy. Isn't it amazing? This is an amazing discovery. To think of what this could be used for in the right hands. Forget it, Adelaide. I won't let you. You fool. Adelaide draws her short bow to her side. She really intends to fight me. You really are so stuck up and confident in your own greatness that you won't see what is right under your noses. I'm not going to let an amateur stand in my way. Why are you even here? You're supposed to be dead because I survived. Just get out of my way. She clasps the symbol in her left hand tightly. She clutches it to her breast, collecting energy around her. I can almost see it being drawn even from the great stone behind her. This could be bad, even a priestess with a problem with such power source nearby. I wonder if she isn't even aware of what she's doing. Probably not. Oh, fucking hell, we skipped something there, didn't we? Right, this is it. I'll have to finish this quickly before she can get anything started. I grab hold of my sword with both hands and charge forward. Get out! Adelaide raises her own blade to defend herself. Again! That's not a fucking sword slash. It's quite curvy for a sword. It's like a very blunt chainsaw. She steps back and makes a swing against me to parry off my attack. Her blade connects with mine and a ground purple sparks fly through the air. A strong gust of wind pushes against me and I'm forced back by the blow. Like, when's Oran going to show up? Is he going to save me again from certain death? Ah! Adelaide looks down at her sword and smiles again, almost desperately. I knew it! I spin around and make another attempt at attacking her flank. Adelaide retreats a few steps again, only barely avoiding my strike. Then she pushes out her symbol towards me, and another forceful gust of wind forces me back. I can see the glow around the stone behind her stronger. Our fight and use of energy is affecting it. I remember Tobias telling me about how unstable this stone seemed to be. Apparently it doesn't take much provocation to draw a reaction from it. Oh, Oran, just show up! Come on, I know you probably want to make a big entrance, but you're taking the piss at this point. Alright then. It seems like I have to make use of this myself. It worries me what consequences it could have to agitate the stone too much, but it seems I have to draw a bit on its powers to be able to hold up against Adelaide. At least if I want this to end quickly. I close my eyes for a short second to collect my thoughts. I can instantly feel the air growing warmer around me. I get a much clearer reaction from this place, much like Adelaide did. Close your eyes. You're in the middle of a battle. Hang on, I'm just going to stand here closing my eyes. Right, anyway, where were you? Then I raise my sword one more time. How scary your eyes have become. You're not going to let me go, are you? She's letting out a short laugh. Why are you here? It was such a relief when I didn't have to do these things myself after all. Once more I take on the offensive. My first strike misses the mark, but she manages to block the second. While our blades meet, she makes a motion towards the ground with her free hand. I can feel the rubble move beneath my feet, and I almost lose my footing once again. I manage to regain my balance, but not before she lashes out towards me again. I feel a sharp pain as the steel slices through my skin on my right shoulder. Gah! I fall back. It's only a minor wound, but I didn't know Adelaide could fight like this. She had seemed so helpless when travelling through the mountains with us so frail. Yes, that was the point! She betrayed you and you're still going to believe what she said? She has played her part well and deceived us all. Liam, Nathan and Carl. Even Simon had almost been killed all for nothing. So yeah, she killed 3 out of 6 people. Whoa. I won't hold back. I'll even... I spin around. Their constipation is really getting to it must be. Slicing through the air near Adelaide. The outline of my sword glowing with a faint blue heart, as if the air itself is sliced by my blade as Adelaide's defense is broken down. I take off towards her. She raises her short sword once again to block my blows, but she can't stop my attack as I swing it down, concentrating all my energy on my blade. The metal sings as her sword is knocked out of her hand and thrown back towards the heart. It was knocked away so forcefully that the tip of the blade sinks through the surface of the great rock itself. Adelaide staggers backwards, gritting her teeth. She looks up at me again, but she blinks in shock at the sight of the uncontrolled anger in my eyes. Desperately, she seeks towards the heart, maybe in an attempt to regain her weapon. No! I speed forward once more to stop her. Adelaide turns around with her back against the rock, holding out the hand, clutching her simple, eyes closed shut. No! Stay away from me! Something unexpected happens. Part of the heart itself is coming towards me. It's as if the spikes of the rock are shooting out in reaction to Adelaide's touch, trying to penetrate me as I approach. The spikes are pulsating with the same blue light that engulfs the entire rock, although the colour is warping into a purplish hue now. Purplish hue. Purplish hue. I quickly change direction, only barely avoiding one of the spikes, then I slice downwards, cutting through the stone with my enhanced blade. The rock shatters, I raise my arm to protect my face, then the rock debris and dust. I hear Adelaide scream through the chaos. Ah! When I look up again, the spikes have stopped moving towards me. The glow around the stone is almost flickering now, unable to calm down. I see Adelaide's figure in the dust near the edge of the cliff. Ah! So wait, has the Casper Rock been killed? Aran isn't going to be very happy. That rock, however, that's probably a fatal wound. Yeah, probably. It's going to smart a little bit in the morning. She is standing still, holding her hands and looking down at herself, her hands and torso covered in blood and her eyes filled with dread. I can't help but widen my eyes in terror myself as I see a large piece of the rock protruding from her stomach. The blue purplish light is still glowing around the fragment from where it pierced through her body. Adelaide! I gasp, taking a few steps towards her. She clutches her stomach and the large stone fragment. Don't come closer. She struggles to force out the words as she raises her head and looks at me, tears and blood flowing down her cheeks. Lena, you killed me. She winces in pain once more and takes a step backwards. I don't know if it was because she finally collapsed or if she was trying to still get away from me. Either way, her figure soon disappears out of view as she drops off the edge. Adelaide! Okay, no, Casper Rock is still there. Good. I run to the edge and drop to my knees, looking down in an attempt to catch a glimpse of her. She's gone. I can't see her from here even if I strain my eyes. It's strangely dark all of a sudden, and the crack runs deep. I withdraw, noticing her blood scattered across the edge where she had been standing, some of it now on my hands as I kneeled by the edge. More fragments of dirt and rock are scattered around, and there is a huge scar visible in the large rock beside me. The sword is still buried in the surface of the heart, as evidence of the battle that just took place. Suddenly, the place seems incredibly quiet. Somehow I can't get back on my feet, and I just look down at the rough ground beneath me, Adelaide's last words still echoing in my head.